Hey everyone, in this video we're going to go through the solutions for sheet number 2 for your revision. Not as long as there's probably harder questions on here, so it's very important that you do understand how to do these questions. They do refer mostly to the angle sum. So if I go and just open up this document here that we did last term, and we filled in this table with the angle sum, so you can see as we go through the left column, the different types of shapes there are. So triangle is a three-sided shape, so you can see the number of sides in the second column. Quadrilateral is a four-sided shape, pentagon 5, hexagon 6, and so on. So we actually calculated how many, or the total angle sum for the shape. So what the angle sum means is, what do the three angles add up to? So we know in a triangle they add up to 180, but as we move through the shapes, we're adding on 180 each time. Okay, so a three-sided shape, all the angles have to add up to 180. In a four-sided shape, all the angles have to add up to 360. In a five-sided shape, they have to add up to 540, and so on. So let's go back to the sheet. Okay, so we probably don't need to do that for each question. So we're looking at quadrilaterals here, and quadrilateral is just any four-sided shape, doesn't matter what it looks like. Quad meaning four, and so just any shape that has four sides. So these three all have four sides, and these are a little bit different. D has four sides. E also has four sides, but you can see the side has been extended. Anyway, let's get straight into the question. Now, with question 1a, we do actually have parallel lines. Okay, so this line here is parallel with this line here. So that means we can work out A just knowing that they're co-interior angles. So A plus 75 has to equal 180 because they're co-interior, because the two lines are perpendicular. So you can say, well, what do I need to add to 75 to get to 180? It's going to be 105 degrees. Now with question B, we've got no parallel lines, so we can't say A is co-interior with 62 or A is co-interior with 115 because they're not parallel lines. But we do know that all the angles inside a quadrilateral have to add up to 360. So basically A is whatever is left over. So total has to be 360, and if we just take away what we have, okay, and then you can just go ahead and do that on your calculator. Now the same applies for C. Okay, so what we have here is a four-sided shape. It just looks different to the previous two, but we still add up all the angles and they have to equal 360. So A being your unknown, we know they all have to add up to 360. So if we take away what we already have, that leaves you with what angle A is. All right, moving along to D, E, and F. Okay, so what we can do for D is we can work out the angle on the other side of A and then use that angle to work out what A is equal to. So let's call that angle B. So B is equal to 360 minus 40 minus 84 minus 28. All right, and we get 208. And then A is equal to 360 minus 208. Another way that you could have done this is A is equal to the three angles inside as well. But visually, sometimes it's easier to work with what is easier. But A is also equal to 40 plus 84 plus 28. So just quickly do that on my calculator. So A is equal to 152. Okay, in question E, all right, we've got a quadrilateral except for this little extension part, but that just helps us. And we have to find out A anyway. This is a 90-degree angle. So we can work out this angle here if we like. That's angle B. So B is equal to, because it's a quadrilateral, all angles add up to 360, and we can take away what we have. I'm just going to quickly do that on my calculator. Or you can do it on your calculator. 110. And A and B are actually supplementary angles, so they have to add up to 180. So A plus B has to equal 180. And we know B is 110. So that gives us A equals 70 degrees. You can always check your answer, and it does kind of look like 70 degrees. Obviously, these diagrams aren't drawn to scale, but if we had an answer of, say, 230 or something, clearly it's not 230 degrees. Okay, with F, we're calculating angle A. So that is the same as this angle here. It's vertically opposite. So that is also angle A. So I'm going to label it A. The good thing about this diagram here is these sides are actually parallel. So A and 103 are co-interior. So A plus 103, because they're co-interior, have to add up to 180 degrees. So A is equal to 77. All right, so that's 77 here and 77 there because they are vertically opposite angles. All right, in question 2, we have to find the angle sum of these polygons. So I'm going to go back to this one. So we're doing a pentagon. So we already calculated this, but remember at the very end, we came up with the rule. I'm going to write that just here. N minus 2 times 180, where n equals the number of sides of the shape. Okay, so we're going to use that rule to help us answer this question. So I'm going to write it again down here. So n minus 2, make sure you use brackets, times 180, okay, where n equals the number of sides. So a pentagon is 5 sides, an octagon is 8 sides, and an undecagon, which I've never heard before, is 11 sides. So I think it actually has another name as well. So all we do is we use this rule, we're just substituting in for n. So the first one, it's going to be 5 minus 2 times 180. So 3 times 180, and you can write that answer down. We do the same for the octagon. So 8 minus 2 times 180. So 6 times 180, and you can write that answer down. And an undecagon, we've got 11 minus 2 times 180. So it's going to be 9 times 180. So you can actually do those on your calculator. All right, with question 3, what it means by the interior angle, if I just go back here, it's, let me just see if we've got a shape, and we'll do it on the triangle. These are your interior angles here. So if we had an equilateral triangle, so all the sides were the same, each angle would be 60 degrees because it has to add up to 180. So with these shapes here, because the word regular is used, a polygon is any shape, but a regular one means that all sides are the same. So with a hexagon, so a hexagon is a 6-sided shape, a nonagon is a 9-sided shape, and a dodecagon is a 12-sided shape. So we can just calculate the angle sum first using the same formula as before. So this one here in pink. So we're going to have, 6 minus 2 times 180. So that's 4 times 180. I'm just going to quickly do that on my calculator. So 720. So that's the angle sum. I might just do AS. And then the interior angle. Oh, what am I doing? What did I write? 6. I had 6 on my mind because we're going to be dividing by 6. 720 divided by 6. Now the reason why we're dividing by 6 is because there's 6 angles. So if I go back to our diagram of a hexagon, glitching, you can see that there's 6 angles there drawn in green. Okay, so because it's a regular one, they all have to be the same. So 720 divided by 6. So now I should know it's 12. Not 12, isn't it 120? Did I miss a number on my calculator? Yeah, 120. Now a nonagon, 9 minus 2 times 180. And remember we divided by, got my brackets, the second step we divided by 6. So I'm going to divide by 9 here. Okay, so we can do everything in one step. So it's going to be 7 times 180. I've written it as a fraction, but if you want to do it like that, divided by 9, just put brackets around that. 7 times 180 divided by 9, it's 140. And a dodecagon, so 12 minus 2 times 180, and we're dividing by 12. So 10 times 180, divide that by 12. And we get 150. All right, in question 4, we're going to do the angle sum again. This time we're just going to find the value of A. So here's A in question A and here's A in question B. But first of all, we've got to work out the angle sum. So we need to know how many sides there are in the shape. So let's find out the value of N. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So I'm going to use my angle sum formula that I wrote before in pink, this one up here, the n minus 2 times 180. Now this isn't a regular, a pentagon, okay? All the angles are different, so we can't just divide it by 5. So what am I doing? 5 minus 2 times 180. So 3 times 180. So 540. So that means all the angles inside this shape have to add up to 540. So we can say A is equal to 540 minus what we already have. Now this is a 90-degree angle up here. So it's going to be minus 90, minus 115, minus 95, minus 130. All right, and you can just do that on your calculator. And I can see it's quite a big angle. All right, so A is equal to, you're going to come back, there we go, 110. All right, with question B, angle A, we can still work it out the same way. All right, so we have this time still a 5-sided shape, so we know it has to equal to 540. So we can say A is equal to 540, and then we can just take away what we have. So we've got a 90-degree angle there. All right, so you can just do that on your calculator to work out what A is equal to. All right, in question C, we just have to count how many sides we have. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So n is equal to 6, or my angle sum done here before, so a hexagon is 720. Okay, so the angle sum, yeah, my computer's not going to last much longer. If I could turn the sound off, I won't make that sound. 720. So all the angles have to add up to 720. Now this angle up the top here is missing, but these two lines are parallel. So that angle up the top is 100. That's because it's co-interior, okay, because of those parallel lines. So that's 100 degrees there if you can't read that. Okay, so angle A, we start off with our total, 720, and just take away what we have. So 130 minus 100 minus 80 minus 40. Oh, we haven't done this one yet. So on the other side, it's 90 degrees. If we did a full circle, it would be 360. So this angle here is 360 minus 90, which is equal to 270. So we're going to take away 270, and that'll give you the value of A. So you can just do that on your calculator. Question D. So let's count how many sides we have. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, I think we may have died. Is that our last question too? It's not even letting me scroll. All right, there we go. Just had to restart it, which is annoying. Okay, so you can see on question C that the working out has gone because of the glitch, but your area sum for a 6-sided, remember it was 720. So this one here is also 720 because it's a 6-sided shape. So we've got to work out what angles we have. This is a 90-degree angle here. This is also 90 degrees. And I'll make that a bit bigger so we can see. And we need this angle here going around. So that's going to be 360 minus 60. So that's 300 here. So angle A, because our angle sum is 720, we need to take away everything else. So 120 minus 90 minus 90 minus 70 minus 300 will give you the value of A. We've got to use the angles inside the shape. So that 60 degrees is outside the shape, so it's not included, but we use it to calculate the 300. All right, and I might just rewrite this question here, just so I have now complete solutions. All right, so that was A equals 720 minus 130 minus 100 minus 80 minus 40 minus 270. All right, girls, nice short video, but they are a little bit harder than sheet 1, but just having an understanding of angle sum. All right, guys, bye.